So you're telling me this is how the girls turn up? Then I'ma stick with the girls.
You better talk nice to me. I'm in your head, I invest. That's a short-term fee. Got it locked, I'm the best. Well, at least that's what I think.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to The Girls Social. We're your hosts. I am Taylor Kessler.
And I am Sydney McFail.
Guys, don't mind my blanket. This is like,
We're comfy cozy.
We're comfy cozy today. I am so cold and like, the weather dropped out of nowhere. It was so beautiful recently, I feel like.
And it's freezing. I'm sure the northern people are going to be like, stop
It's
it.
50 degrees outside. But like, I just, for some reason, cannot get energy today. I cannot like get warm. Something's wrong with me and I just was like, I saw this blanket in Max's office and I was like, I'm taking that into the podcast with me.
She's like, I'm just going to be cozy. But today's pod is a super laid back one. We have some fun updates.
It's going to be an update pod.
Yes.
What has been going on with you, Sid?
Are we doing highs and lows? Are we jumping into those?
Yeah, let's just
or
jump
an
in.
update. Okay, so from last week, we had the Super Bowl we absolutely have to talk about.
Chiefs won!
Whoop, whoop. And Taylor put on the best party per usual.
I was like, Taylor put on the best performance ever. She didn't even perform. I was like, oh, you're talking about me.
This Taylor.
Hello.
No, it was such a fun, just like laid back.
It was so good. And I felt like it was so fun to have like all of our friends like around each other. And like, it wasn't like obviously something like super crazy or large or extravagant, but it was just so fun to have like our friends kind
all
of hang
together.
out.
Yeah. Taylor got Max. She was explaining football to Max.
Yeah. Sydney said the funniest thing, and I said it today too, but I was like, Sydney was like, oh my gosh, guys, we're all here watching Max fall in love with Super Bowl, fall in love with football for the first time. Because he just, like, I think he knows a little bit, but he was just asking so many questions and, like, wanted to know about certain, like, rules and, like, what certain things mean. And I think he genuinely got into the game, which I love.
He was cracking jokes.
Oh, he was on one. He was so funny.
I just hope it sticks.
I do too. Because it was a good game. I was literally, I don't know if any of y'all saw on Max's story, I was like anxiety ridden. Like I was like up, down. Like my hands were like on my face the entire time. Like I refused to watch the last like 2 minutes of the game. Like once it hit overtime, I was like, hands here.
Immediate stress.
But it was so great. Chiefs won. Then Taylor went out and partied, and I loved it for her.
I did see a lot of that. I saw the like, did you see that?
No, yes, Max showed it to me.
I didn't see the video. I just saw people talking about it, and I was like, who cares?
She's in Vegas.
And her man just won the Super Bowl.
I know. There's a video of her, and she has like champagne and like a champagne glass and like these two fingers, and then like an actual like
a bottle,
like a glass here, and then a bottle, and she was like drinking out of it, and I was like, that is funny. Like I love it, and I was like, honestly, TBH, like I don't.
Oh God. Oh God.
Okay. I'm like, well, I'm like, to be honest, like I don't think that Taylor, like I can't remember a time that like she's been in like a genuine club.
No, this is a whole new side of her, but I'm kind of here for it.
I'm here for
thriving.
And she posted like a TikTok that like felt like it should have been on her close friend's story. And I was like, I love this for her. Because Max always talks all the time. He's like, I wish celebrities like would post like their daily life or like things going on that they're dealing with. And I loved to see that. It was so cool.
Her parents being there. Like, just
yes.
A whole moment.
I loved it. You know, it was just really cool to see. And then like the Hunts are like I'm friends with their family. So like to see them have another win was really cool for me too. They own the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
So Tavia was Miss Kansas, I think like 1990s something. And then her daughter Gracie competed at Texas Teen USA. And just Gracie's one of the sweetest people together. Then Gracie, the year after me, won Miss Kansas as well. And so pageant family. But yeah.
And they own
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good for them. I mean, the Chiefs are literally like
they're
unstoppable.
They're unstoppable right now. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see like a family that like is so driven on faith and like just like grounded in their faith and like just a loving family like get all of these amazing opportunities and like to see them like thrive is really cool to see.
I'm sure they were thrilled about T Swift.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. How could you not be?
Oh my gosh.
Heck
I want to
yeah.
own a football team for that reason.
I know they own, I mean, Taylor Swift brought almost $400 million to the NFL.
Yeah, I saw a thing about like viewership of the NFL. I loved that commercial with the dad and the.
Oh, that's a hot topic right now.
I know it is because of the actual dad and
The actual dad and the daughter, like, Cetaphil stole their story. And I'm like, damn. But this is like, as a marketing person, like in my brain, I'm like, CeraVe needs to go after that and like give this girl like a sponsorship.
Well, I don't know, how are they addressing it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I just know that it just like they made a TikTok like explaining like Cetaphil stole their story. Like they kind of came up with the idea of it and then they took it and ran. But I was like, CeraVe being Cetaphil's like number one like opponent, like because they're very similar brands. I was like, CeraVe should give her like a brand deal or do like send her a ton of PR because that's like,
and everyone's going to be on her side.
yeah, that's what I would do.
Brilliant.
Genius.
Somebody needs to, whoever's watching.
CeraVe.
Yeah.
But I think CeraVe's commercial was my favorite. The Michael CeraVe, like we said it during the game. I was like, whoever created this like idea for marketing, so good, so funny.
What's really funny is I had seen the TikTok of the girl, and you were like, someone paid her to do that. It didn't even, when I saw that TikTok, I was literally just like, oh, okay, cool. Like I took her word for it. I didn't realize.
Like, oh, Michael Cera does own it.
I didn't realize that it was all this like joke. I was just like, oh, the more you know.
Nah, I think it's like, I'm very like, I'm on the pulse of that, but that's just because that's what I do. And I see so many like social media things. So I'm like, no. But whoever created that, I'm like, how did you think of that? I was like, I bet they were like, bad ideas only. Yeah. Give them to me. What do we got? Somebody's like, Michael Cera. And they're like,
actually? They're like,
we can run with this. We can go with this. Because Michael Cera definitely is also the type of guy that would like play.
Oh, I love him.
Play with it and like go along with it, which I think is so funny. But yeah, no, great. That was my favorite commercial.
I wish I would have paid more attention to the commercials. There was just...
I feel like there's not like the commercials aren't as good as they used to be. They're not as nostalgic, but that was one of those commercials that like genuinely I was like, oh hell yeah, like that's a good commercial. Like they did great on that.
Oh yeah, and they should keep running with it.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Michael Cera, CeraVe, all the same thing.
Do you know like Bobby
Antonoff?
Is that Alta? Whatever.
Like,
you know what I'm talking about.
I was thinking Jack Antonoff. Like Taylor Swift. I'm like, Jack? No, Bobby Drake. Yes.
She just did, I saw like a short clip from it, but she just interviewed Michael Cera and she asked him, she was like, so did you create CeraVe? And he's like, I'd like to not talk about this. But it's obviously the like awkward.
Yeah. I love her. And
Also,
I love Michael Cera.
I just want to show you because I was so excited.
Oh my God, you put it
so
on.
Pretty. I need to tighten it. I just couldn't do it myself.
I'll help you later.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous girls. Gorgeous.
That's one of our updates. Let's do highs and lows.
Highs and lows. Get into
you
it,
go
sister.
First. No,
Me?
you go first.
Highs. Oh my God, everybody. I have bridesmaids. And one of them is sitting right here. She had no idea I was going to literally ask her. And I was like,
I didn't want to expect it.
I was like, Sydney, of course I'm asking you. Heidi too. Heidi called me later, which we'll get into this of what happened. Heidi called me later, like right after like she left. Well, I called her about something and she's like, you didn't have to ask me like I don't feel like pressured. And I was like, Heidi, I wanted you to be a bridesmaid. Like if I didn't want you to be a bridesmaid, you wouldn't have been a bridesmaid. I was like, but I wanted you to be a bridesmaid. And same with you. Like I wanted you to be a bridesmaid. Of course I was going to ask you to be a bridesmaid. You're like my closest friend.
I know, but Ryan said the same thing when I got home. He's like, show me everything. So I'm like showing him the box. And he was like, I told you. And I was like, I know, but I did not want there to be like that energy between us where you felt, because like Taylor had, when she got engaged, we talked about this and she was stressed because you have such a big heart. And she was like, I just don't want anybody to feel left out. Like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Well, it was never about you.
I know that. But I was like, Taylor, like this is your wedding. And like, I don't want to upset anybody, but like anyone who gets upset about that is not your friend.
Yeah.
And so then I was like,
but you're right though.
But I didn't want you to feel like you had to ask me. Obviously, I just want to be there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Ryan was like, did you cry? And I was like, I mean, I didn't
She thought about it.
Yeah. Well, when I realized, because, so like last week, I think it was last week, Taylor sent like invites and it said just like girls brunch. And so I was
just like a hangout.
Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, fun. Like, love this. I didn't even notice the sign when I walked in. The sign literally said like
Bridesmaids.
The bride and bridesmaids brunch. And I'm like hugging Taylor. She's in a white dress. And then it clicked. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, pull yourself together. Don't try to.
I'm so excited.
Oh,
I'm so happy you said yes. What if you said no? That would have been terrifying. You would have.
I would never.
I know. They're like, okay, let's go in the circle, Taylor, and tell us everything you love about us. And I was like, okay. And like I went around and then I got Sydney. I was like, Sydney's like my other half. Yeah. She's technically like my wife. She's my work wife.
Work wife.
It's my work wife. But no, I was really excited about it. I'm sad because not all of my bridesmaids, I haven't asked everybody yet because some of them live out of town. So if you're watching this, that's going to give it away. So I haven't asked everybody yet, but I was so excited to ask y'all. And like, obviously I want y'all to be a part of this day. Like I want you guys around me. I think I need that good energy. I want those people that love and support me and that have been there with me through so much stuff that I want y'all to like be there, obviously. And I can't imagine like that day without you. Like I got to have you there, you know? And today was just a lot of fun because it was just like, it was a lot smaller than it was supposed to be. And like, my sister-in-law is literally about to give birth today. Like she is 5 centimeters dilated. And I was like, do not come. Like, do not try to force
So if we frantically just get up and run.
If I'm running out of this room, it's because my sister is literally giving birth right now. But I was like, do not come. I was like, because I fully was like, if she comes, she's gonna have this baby right now. And Max like, are we gonna have a water birth? And I was like, no, I'm taking her to the hospital. I'm not gonna like have the baby for her.
I don't see Max handling that well.
Max would freak out. I think Max would be like, oh my God,
It's happening.
it's happening. What do we do? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, but it was really fun. And then like, I feel like it was really cool to see like you and Heidi like kind of collab with well, you've met Avery, but Carly's like my ride or die. Like she's truly like, y'all got to see like and hear some stories today.
I was literally going to say that. It was so fun because I've heard so many stories, and I met Avery once, but not like in an intimate setting. It was so cool, number one, to just like have the good energy, but also to like truly spend time and meet the people that are such big parts of your life too.
Yeah.
And just like see that your worlds collide. I will say like such a good day. I left. I was telling Ryan, like, I said it to you.
Yeah.
Like, I was on a high.
Yeah, it was
My
a
tire
high.
was not.
Your tire was not. Low would be well, it was just one day in general, but so my low was just a day. I went to Dallas this week to do a photo shoot and I was flying JSX. I gave myself like a caffeine OD. And y'all are probably like, that's not a lot of caffeine. I don't drink that much caffeine. And I also was on an empty stomach. So I think that's like what really rattled me. I literally had burn and I didn't know I had caffeine in it. And then I had a full-on Alani energy drink. I love all these brands, so don't come after the brands. It was literally my fault. It's like user problem. And then I had a large cup of coffee on the plane. And I was like compulsing and like shaking. Like I felt so unwell. And then like I was like jittery, like unwell. Like I felt so sick. Like I was like, I'm gonna pass out. Like something's wrong with me. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Like I felt like I was having a panic attack. And I'm like in the middle of a photo shoot, and these people like have known me for so long, and so they're like, "Are you okay?" Like, I was like, "No." And so they like ordered me avocado toast, and were like, "Eat, drink water, calm down." And we were trying to, and then like I like crashed, and like I have not been able to like recoup since that. Like I feel super nauseous and sick, and like just like ugh. And then like I am so tired.
Yeah, I wonder.
I feel like I hit a wall.
That was that Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, and then Friday and then so this is what also made Thursday bad. I had a flight at 3:50. I missed boarding by like 2 minutes, and they wouldn't let me on the plane. And then my flight, so they moved me to the 7:00 flight. So I was supposed to leave at 3. Didn't get on the flight till 7. Well, I got there at 7 to like, I got there before 7 to like check in and everything. Cause this is like JSX, you literally have to, they're like arrive at 20 minutes beforehand and then you just walk on the plane. It's
basically, that's cool.
It's the best. I love JSX. I'm like, JSX, sponsor me. Well, then the flight was at 7, got delayed to 7:55. So we didn't get on the plane till like 8:10, didn't get in till like 9:20, didn't get home till like 10 o'clock.
And you just had like the worst day ever.
I had
caffeine.
like, I was like literally just like, I felt unwell. Like I was like, my eyes were like dry. You know, like when SpongeBob was like water. That's how I felt. I was like, I felt and looked like that. And I was like, I'm not okay. And then yesterday I was like getting everything. I was like, I thought I was going to have the night to like get like the boxes ready, everything ready, and do all that I needed to, as well as I was helping Hanny host Heidi and Christian's like wedding dinner, just like something to celebrate them before the wedding. And they're technically already married. But yeah, that was a lot. Oh my God, I forgot another high. I'm officiating Heidi's and Christian's wedding.
That's so cool.
I forgot. That's a huge high. I forgot about that one. Yeah, the way that they trust me to do that, I'm like, are you sure?
I cannot wait. I'm sure they're gonna film it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's gonna be filmed. Everything's gonna be filmed.
Like that's such a big deal, Taylor.
It's such a big deal. But I'm like, so she like was like, you're ordained, so like why not? Like, and like it's you and Max, like we want y'all to do it together, and like y'all are such a like component of like their lives. I've been ordained for 10 years, y'all, and I've never officiated a wedding. And I was like, you guys want to be my first? Okay.
You're gonna do so good.
I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to write. I'm gonna script it out because I'm not gonna know what to do.
At least this wedding is intimate, and they're not having like a massive.
Yeah, but you have to understand this is all gonna be in a video for millions of people to watch.
You're gonna do amazing. I believe in you.
I bless this marriage.
Yeah.
Kiss
the bride.
We've all come here today,
I'm dead.
and that's how it goes.
Well, I know who my officiant's gonna be.
Absolutely not.
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, if you want me to, sure. But if not, okay. I'll do it for you.
But that's really, really exciting.
No, I'm excited. I was like, are you sure? So I'm excited for that too. But yeah, Thursday was a rough one for surezies. Okay, highs and lows for you.
Okay, well, my high is obviously you asking me to be your bridesmaid. I did not see it coming. Ryan had little subtle hints, but I was like, stop.
I had like asked him. I told him, I think back in like October that I was going to ask.
Okay.
Like, I think him and I were talking about the podcast, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask her to be in Bridesmaids. I was like, do you think she would want to? And he's like, oh my God, she's going to love that. Of course she would want to do it. And I was like,
yeah, I'm honestly so honored. Like I came in and Ryan's like, did she ask? And I was like, no. He was like sitting on the couch and he sat up and I was like, I'm just kidding.
He's like,
look at
Taylor,
look at the box, and I'm like showing him all the stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bracelet. It was in my like bridesmaid box. What do you call those? Bridesmaid proposal. Yeah.
Proposal boxes. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Just like a few little thingies. I have some more stuff like you'll get at like at the bachelorette party, and then when like the day of.
Okay.
That's like those are like PJ sets though. Like
I'm just really
your get ready
excited.
outfits and whatnot.
It's coming so fast.
It's all happening. Okay, what's your low?
My low is that today, like, went to
20
brunch,
minutes ago.
Yeah, literally 20 minutes ago. And then we were like, okay, we need to record. So I ran home to change into sweats, and I'm driving home. I'm on a high. And all of a sudden, it just felt weird. Like my car was like, and I was like, this does not, like, something feels wrong.
That's a good like reenaction of the sound, because that's exactly what it sounds like.
But it was just and my tire pressure has been kind of fluctuating, and I blamed it on the weather. There's a slow leak for sure. And I checked my tire pressure. I'm like pulling into our neighborhood, and it's zero.
I don't think I've ever been on zero.
And it was one of those things where I was like, oh my God, I don't think I've been driving this whole way with it on zero, but I'm so close to home that I just I gotta finish strong. And so our driveway has like streaks in it from my rim. Just, yeah, that's my low.
Not the skid marks. Your tire's still low. You're not low. The tire's
low. Yeah, that's
low.
what I told Taylor. I was like, I'm on the high. My tire is not.
My tire is the opposite.
What's Gypsy Rose say? Can't bring me down.
Can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. Oh God, I can't stand her.
Yeah, me either.
I'm gonna get canceled for that one.
No, she's
okay. Let's be honest. Let's talk about this. I understand what she went through was so bad, and like I will never understand it. Obviously, like I've never been through something like that, and like I know like she's like the only way out was that way, but like she also played a part in somebody's murder. That's like. I don't know if it's like, I feel like it's like glorifying.
It is. I think my problem with her, and there's also a lot that's come out about them, like since she's gotten out.
Yeah.
Just about how like manipulative they are, which I guess, who knows? I don't know. And I think that what she went through is absolutely horrible, but you're right. Like we shouldn't glamorize, no matter what the circumstances were, murder. And if she just got out and lived a quiet life, like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, she messed up. But she's on press tours and saying, like, I don't view myself as a murderer. And it's like, then what are you?
I mean, she technically didn't murder her mother. He did. But I'm like, you knew about it.
But then they also, like, some of the messages.
I haven't seen any of that.
Oh, like, some of the messages that her and her boyfriend were exchanging were her saying basically that, like, she, like, condones murder. She condones like, she, like, that she would take part in things like that.
That's not
yeah.
okay.
So I was like, all right, I've seen what I need to see.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I got bad vibes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not just something, that's just not something I want to, like, take part in.
Or, like,
in.
yeah, glamorize.
Yeah.
It's just not. And obviously, like, what she went through is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lord, baby.
Well, you guys have been asking a lot of questions about Tay-Tay's wedding.
Hey, guys.
So we're going to give a little wedding update. We're going to answer some of your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, let's talk about, I guess we can start with all of it. I'm getting married in October of 2024. We are literally 8 months away. I feel like it's happening so much faster than, like, I thought it was going to be. Like, I was like, when we got engaged, I was like, oh, October, like, that's so far away. Like, we have so much time to do this. No, it's not far away at all. Like, it's coming so quickly, I feel like.
I feel like it's going quickly.
And I feel like I have so much I need to do, and we haven't done it yet. Like, we still have to do our engagement pictures. We have to send out save the dates. Mm-hmm. And I haven't done it. Yeah, we haven't done engagement photos. We haven't done our website, nothing like that. But I'm very excited. Obviously, we talked about, like, me finding my wedding dress, and that was a whole situation, and I love it. Trying to think what else we hit on.
Did we talk about... I know we talked about theme, but have you picked your, like, colors? I know you didn't want anything.
So my theme is pretty much, like, I wouldn't even say it's like a theme. Like, some people are like, I love citrus or I love greenery. Mine is very, like, Max and I's, like, my mind of, like, what I want for the wedding and, like, how I view it is very, like, classic, tailored. I always say very Ralph Lauren vibes because we are in Texas and I am a Texas gal. I do want that kind of, like, not Western, but I do love just kind of like the Ralph Lauren rustic look, but still being classic, tailored, chic.
Well, and you've shown me, like, some of the stuff, and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't remember, and I don't even know if you want to, we can cut it out. Are you doing flower arrangements? You're not, are you?
So I, like, when I talked, we don't have to cut this out. When we talked to my planner, so we just actually got our first kind of design panel today. She sent it to us over email, and I, like, kind of looked at some of it. I'm not, like, a big floral person, and I think florals for weddings are absolutely insane. Like, how much people spend on flowers is probably the craziest amount of money that you spend on a wedding. And
they die.
I don't really love a ton of flowers. I want something very intimate, very moody, like, sexy kind of vibes. So we will have some flowers, but there's not going to be a ton of flowers. Like, I just don't want, like, every inch to be covered in roses, and I just don't think that's, like, necessary. I do like a simple kind of, like, single flowers or single roses or whatever it's going to be, or, like, smaller kind of vases, like, very small, like, bundles. But not tons of flowers, very just, like, clean. I've even kind of, like, played with the idea of possibly doing no bouquet.
Ooh.
But everyone's like, you are crazy. Because
Why?
I don't know, because they're, like, traditional. And I was like, I just, like, I don't care. And, like, it's like, I'm like, I don't really need it. I find that it's like, I feel like, especially, like, bridesmaids, I always see, like, bridesmaids, like, don't know where to place the bouquet. It's, like, awkwardly, like, they hold it in weird ways and, like, awkwardly walk down with it. And, like, it's just, I don't like that. I'm like, if you're going to hold it right, like, clean, like, where it's supposed to be, like, dropped at your, like, kind of, like, waistline, lower waist. And I was like, I've even played with the idea of, like, just, like, a single rose or, like, no bouquet at all for y'all. I don't know. And I think it's going to be, like, a game time decision where I make that decision. but very simple. I even said, I was like, if I'm doing a bouquet, I was like, I want my bouquet to be very small. I even thought about not doing a bouquet for myself, just to the fact that I was like, I'm like, once you see my dress, you'll understand it.
You pulled the thoughts out of my head.
Yeah, like I don't want it to be too much.
Yeah, I understand
if that makes sense.
But also, I don't know. I've never been married, but I feel like that's not really even a noticeable thing. Like I've never been to a wedding and like the attention grabbing thing is the bouquet.
I'm a type A person though.
Okay.
I notice all the details, and I've been to so many weddings now that it's like I see everything. I really honestly should become a wedding planner after this.
You even just like an event planner, you're so good at putting on like
but
parties.
I like little
weddings.
Weddings. But I like parties because I feel like I can do so many different things. I don't have to be like stuck into a bubble. But I love little details. Mm-hmm. It's the littlest details to me that like make everything.
That's why I know that your wedding, Ryan and I have talked about this since you guys got engaged. Like this wedding is going to be so beautiful, and we're just both so excited.
It's very intimate. I like want it to be very intimate, and I just want it to be like kind of like a big dinner party, but like obviously like 150 people. And I people are like, that's not intimate, but that is. Like we could have gone overboard with our list, like a group of people, and like we really kind of sat down and like we're like, who do we want to be there? And like who are people that like have supported us, have been there with us, have seen us through like our 2 years of dating and like been there through the situation. And so it was easier to narrow down.
Well, and also, I think 150 people for you guys is intimate.
Yeah,
because
we
you
know
both.
so many people.
There's so many people, and like even for you alone, you've had so many different phases of life.
Yeah, we even like joke. I was like, honestly, if I invited everybody that I like should have or could have invited, we would be at like 600 people.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
I like cut out a lot of people.
Who had a really big? I think you might. Do you know Kerrigan?
Yeah, Max was invited to that.
I don't sure
know,
it was.
I don't know her, but I know of her.
I don't know her super well, but I'm pretty sure their wedding was really big. I'd honestly be interested in asking
how many people she had.
Yeah, because I remember seeing videos. Did Max go? I think he. Oh, maybe it was Heidi and Christian.
Probably Heidi and Christian.
I remember seeing
Heidi
stories.
and Kerrigan are friends.
Yeah, but it was a big wedding, and that would stress me out because then as a bride, you feel obligated.
There's so many. Yeah, like that's one of the things I've been to so many weddings that like I don't want to like be pulled around and see so many people because like yes, I want to see the people that are there and that are coming to see me, but I really want that day to be about Max and I,
as it should be. Yeah,
and like I don't know. I'm like teetering with ideas. I feel like about even like the day of, like Max and I are not going to stay together the night before. And Max is like, we're not sleeping together. Not like sleeping, but like we're not going to like you're not staying at the house the night before. And I'm like,
I don't get to wake up to you.
And I was like, no, you can't see me. He's like, Taylor, we live together. Like that rules out the door. And I was like, I know, but I was like, no. I was like, I think we should be like separated. But I think it was like Steve Cook and Morgan, I think is who I saw.
I don't know a lot about him. I know who he is.
Like I love Morgan. I just met her recently, and I just met Steve Cook too recently. They're friends with Max. And it was like something, and they were talking about, they did like I think it was them. They did like a breakfast the morning of, and like got to spend that morning like kind of with each other.
I love that.
And I kind of liked that. I was like, that's kind of nice. Like, that's kind of nice to like, I'm starting to lose my voice. Oh no.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to.
That's the end of the episode. I kind of like that idea of like, just like him and I in the morning, and like we see each other and like have that little moment, because then you're whisked away, and I do hair and makeup for like 12 hours. And
well, I've never woken up on a wedding day, but I'm assuming that you wake up a little anxious. And not anxious in a bad way, but just like, okay, this is going to be like
this is
biggest
it.
day.
This is a big day.
And so I feel like to be with your person would be such like a calming. Yeah, it's like, okay, the calm before the storm. Like it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Which I saw a thing yesterday. I see wedding stuff all the time, and I'm like, I should send this to Taylor, but also I'm not getting married.
No,
okay,
please send it to me.
It was a girl. maybe a wedding photographer, and she was talking about first looks.
Yeah.
And how like a lot of brides are doing a first look before they walk down the aisle now. Are you?
No.
I agree. I was like,
I want it to be that like old fashioned, like you see me when I walk down the aisle, and hopefully I get LASIK by then so I can see you as I walk down the aisle.
so dead.
That's something we've teetered on. I have to get it done. But no, like we want that to be like the first time. We talked about doing not a first look, but a moment like together where there's like a doorway or something in between us, and like we can hold hands and like pray over each other. Like I'll pray over him and he prays over me before we walk down the aisle.
I love
and have like that kind of moment together. And then I'll do a first look with like my dad and my mom. My mom's gonna help me get dressed, but my dad, and then probably my brother and nephew, and then I'm going to do a first look with like my bridesmaids and whatnot.
Oh, cool. So I'm going to mess up my makeup before.
No, the makeup artist will be there.
Okay.
To touch up
because I'm going to cry. And I also, knowing Max is going to cry.
Do you think? I don't know.
I think the way that you guys love each other, I just think, and especially, I don't know a lot about Max's like dating history.
Not really.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Oh, did that just hit you in the face?
Twice, guys. I'm losing it.
The girl socials canceled.
My arm is like.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he will.
I told him, I was like, if you don't cry, I'm walking back and starting over. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. I don't know. I think he will. He'll probably tear up, but I don't know.
Well, and when he proposed,
he cried when he did cry when he proposed.
So seeing you all glammed up and knowing the dress,
he's gonna be like, oh, I'm no longer single. I'm married. Husband. He's a hubby. No, I'm excited. There was something we were talking about. I forgot what it was.
First looks.
Well, it was before first looks. I don't remember. Who knows?
Hop back in.
We can hop back in. But no, we're very excited. I think it's going to be really cool. Very intimate.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be the best. The wedding of the year.
The wedding of the year. We're so excited. No, I'm just excited to see everything because I've had like ideas. The one thing that I'm really struggling with though is like I have like ideas and I know what I want everything to look like. But like where Max and I are both like struggling to figure out what we want is the ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, it'll be like not a Catholic ceremony, right?
No.
Catholic ceremonies are so long.
I won't do that to anybody. I would never. I'd be like, I mean, it's not that I would never, but like a lot of people, it's just so much going on. Like that's just a very long ceremony. Oh, here's something that like I want to get your opinion on. Okay, so normally like with bridesmaids, like you guys stand next to me on the sides, like when we get married.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the thought of like the first row, like my family will be there obviously, but like next to them, like having the bridesmaids sit rather than stand.
I actually love that because
I always find it looks awkward.
And like photos. Everyone's kind of leaning, trying to see.
Yeah.
Especially like for the kiss. But also it puts all the attention on you and Max at like it should be. Like you guys are the ones getting married. Everyone can see. Like the bridesmaids aren't leaning. I don't know. I
wasn't even thinking like the leaning situation. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, one, it's like I want y'all to be comfortable. I don't want you to have to be standing there the whole time. Two, it's like I'm like, it always looks so strange in photos, and we have so many, like, our wedding party's larger, so it's like when you have such a large wedding party and it's just like in lines. So I've thought about like possibly having y'all sit, or I saw something on TikTok that I think is kind of cool, but I don't know how I feel about it, where it's like the bridesmaids are next to Max, so y'all can see my face and I can see y'all's face, and the groomsmen are next to me, so Max can see their face.
That's a good idea.
But I don't know how I feel. I'm like, because like that's kind of strange. Like Chase is next to me. Chase and Joe.
Joe's
a huge guy towering next to me. Yeah. I don't know. I need to like teeter with the ideas of both of them.
Or just I wish that everyone could like be together and we could like all stand and see how it looks. I know it wouldn't be like the full effect.
All my friends, the only person that's taller than me in my friend group that will be in my bridal party is my sister-in-law because she's 6 foot.
Oh yeah, she's popped that baby out. I want to meet her.
Yeah, no, she's ready. She's ready, guys. She's literally 5 centimeters dilated. I'm like waiting for the call. I'm like, hello.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
it could be literally tonight.
It could be anytime. I'm like terrified.
They'll call you beforehand, right?
Because I want to be there when she gives birth. I think I'm going to be in the room.
Yeah, that's a fun.
That's why I'm freaking out because we're going to Miami next week. And I was like, which we have to figure out. We have to figure out planning. We'll get it done. But yeah, I'm like, I was like, you need to have this baby before I leave.
I feel like at 5 centimeters dilated, it would have to be.
How big is 5 centimeters? Like that?
All I know is ouchie.
Like that?
Centimeters are small.
Yeah, but
if you Google 5 centimeters dilated, I bet it'll show you a visual.
I know, but I'm Googling right now.
That's fine.
I'm like, I don't want to know what's going to pop up.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Wedding wise.
Yes.
Are you doing a something blue?
Yes, but I don't know what I want to do yet.
I've seen some really creative things.
So I was thinking like, my mom was like, well, your garter will be blue. Okay, I want to ask you, how do you feel about like the garter?
Oh, I like it. I don't.
Because I feel like people are so polarized against it. Like,
yeah, but I think it's fun.
I think so too. Like, who cares?
It's just like, to me, like those parts of weddings are like the fun parts where everyone's just like, yeah, woo, woo, woo. I also think it's funny whenever couples do like the shoe thing.
Oh my gosh, yes. We'll probably do that at like the shower or something.
Right, yeah. But I just think like, I don't know, weddings are just a freaking good time.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to say. I know we've talked about this on here, but you'd played with the idea, stop hitting yourself.
I didn't mean to. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm going to keep this arm over
Taylor's
here.
going to bust her lip.
I'm going to knock out one of my teeth. That would be the worst day of my life.
We were talking about you doing a little dance.
Yeah.
The face you just made. Are you against it?
Like me doing like a dance for Max?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or I just saw a thing where like the bridesmaids did a dance.
Yeah.
Like the bridesmaids and the bride when they walked in.
So like,
oh God,
y'all are gonna like do like y'all have y'all's own entrance too. Like
Ryan and I are gonna start rehearsing tonight.
Yeah. Y'all have to figure that out. There's a song that y'all are gonna all walk into to the party in. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do like just singles or just everybody walk in together. But yeah, my mom has even asked me, she's like, would you ever like do like a little dancey dance? And like the like viral dances that go around. I was like, you know what? I do know a lot of dancers, and like a lot of like my G was a Texans cheerleader and a Rockets power dancer, and my sister's just my sister and she can dance too. But I was like, I don't know. I like thought I would do that at some point, but I'm like, I don't know if I want that attention on me.
That's fair.
Because I'm like, I don't want it to be it's not about me. It's about Max and I.
Wow. Yeah, but
Max would be like, what in the world? But Max like loves when I put on a show.
I was thinking the Mamma Mia dance.
Yeah, Max loves when I put on a show. Because I did a Mamma Mia dance and he was like in love.
I'm not going to say that. I was going to say you could like do a little secret dance just for him.
Behind the doors.
Just for him, yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about it. Guys, these are all things we're going to need your opinions on because the title of this video, help me plan my wedding.
No, seriously.
Because I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Like, I'm like, it's really cool to see, but I'm like, I don't want people to be like, we say the wedding's about Max and I, but like, we really care about like the people around us. And I'm like, I don't want people to be like, why is she dancing? Like, I want everybody out there dancing.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Well, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to a wedding, but I used to be really shy about like the dance floor.
Oh no.
I can't see myself being shy now because especially if I've had some drinks.
Oh yeah.
And especially at weddings.
We will be drinking from makeup starts at 10.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're going to pace ourselves. I don't want to be blacked out at my wedding.
I'm thinking about the fact that I'm going to be so emotional.
Oh yeah, we're gonna dance.
It's coming so fast, Taylor.
It's happening so fast, everybody. We're so excited though.
Okay, one last little question. Is there anything in like wedding planning that like tips that you would give to brides?
I think take it slow. Also, like when it comes to your budget, set your budget of what you're like truly gonna spend. So like say you're spending 50, knock it down to like 40 and say that's what you want to spend. Like you're okay with spending 50, knock it down to be like, okay, I want to spend 40 because trust me, you're gonna end up spending more. And that's unfortunate, but it's just kind of the name of the game with weddings. I feel like everything is so expensive. And Max and I are not doing a lot. Like I don't think we're doing like overboard or crazy, and it's already so expensive. Like just rentals for like chairs is so expensive, and food is so expensive.
Oh, I didn't even think about like the
dinner, flowers, drinks, so expensive.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So just set that budget, and honestly, like a girl that I talked to was like, just pay it off. Like once it's done, like just pay it when you have to pay it and then move on to the next. And like, honestly, like I would say if you're engaged and like I was like, enjoy your engagement, take your time with it. I think that's like one of the things, like I don't regret it because like Max and I have a timeline of things that we want to get done soon. So take your time with your engagement and planning. Like don't do it in 10 months like I did, apparently. I didn't even realize I did that, really.
Yeah, but 10 months.
It's still enough time.
It seems like a long time.
Yeah, it does. But
and
it
you guys
flies
got engaged
by. October 24th.
Yeah, because we came over and did the like spooky pizza night.
Yeah.
After you got engaged.
Yeah.
God, it flew by.
It flew by. Like it flies by. Just take every moment in and like enjoy your engagement. Like when you go to dinner, go celebrate your engagement. Like do those things. Also, like with planning, like honestly, Pinterest is my best friend. My hip's falling asleep. Pinterest is my best friend, and I like made boards of everything I wanted and everything I liked, and kind of like set a tone for what I'm thinking. And I'm like, honestly, TikTok too, but like do whatever makes you happy, no matter what. Because I've had so many people's opinions that like are unsolicited and like are telling me that I should do this and that I should do that, and like I'm like, that's just not what I want. I don't want to do that. And they get offended when I say that, but it's true. It's like, this is me and Max's day. Mm-hmm. This is our day. We want to hang out. Like we want to be with each other, and that's that.
Yeah, I agree. And I've never been where you are, but I do feel like everyone tells you what you should do or like what would be like the best thing, and it's your wedding.
Yeah. And we're going to have a great time. Everyone's going to have a good time. We're all going to have a good time together. It's going to be a blast.
The vibes are going to be immaculate.
Immaculate. I looked up 5 centimeters.
Oh God.
It's the size of a kiwi.
What's 10?
A cantaloupe.
Oh my.
Or a bagel.
Oh my God. But that's just your cervix, right? Am I an idiot?
No, I don't know. Yeah, that is what it is.
But still.
That sounds so painful. Absolutely not.
I also, like, obviously people, like, labor can take forever, but she has a kid, right?
Just 2.
Okay, see, I feel like once someone has a kid, like a baby, it is, like, easier. Like, you dilate faster.
Yeah. That's why she's like, I'm 5 centimeters dilated, but we'll see what happens. I had a question for you about the wedding, but I can't remember what it was. I don't remember.
The vibes. We were talking about the vibes being
the vibes. How do you feel about like picking your own dress? So I'm letting my bridesmaids pick their own dresses. So I'm like, this is the color that you're wearing. Well, actually, everybody's wearing the color, but all my guests.
Oh, that I'm gonna love. That's gonna be so.
I know. I'm so freaking excited. But yeah, y'all are gonna wear like a certain color, but I'm like, wear whatever you want. Like, obviously it's black tie, formal, but wear a dress that like you feel confident in. Cause like, not that I've been a bridesmaid that many times, I have, but like, I want the girls to pick out their dress and be like, this is what I feel comfortable in this. Because I've been in dresses where I'm like, I don't feel like this is not me. I would never wear this. And I spend like $300 on a dress that I will never wear again.
I literally told Ryan, I was like, she is so laid back because
yeah, I don't really care. I'm like, please just do it.
I sang at my cousin's wedding and my sister was a bridesmaid. This is like years ago, I think like 2018, maybe 2017. And even for me, because I was singing during cocktail hour, like she sent me her color palette and was like these, like you have to pick a dress that's one of these colors and you need to send me a picture of it. And I literally it was like a short dress. I was like, well, why do I have to match
the aesthetic?
Which like, whatever.
I get it, yeah.
And then I know, like for my sister, I'm pretty sure her dress was really expensive and she didn't get to choose. I've never actually been a bridesmaid. I've been asked.
I'm your first?
Yeah. Yes, I've been asked a couple of times. Just didn't work out.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. Yeah.
But I will say that both the one, whatever, it was like a last minute, like, will you be my bridesmaid? And then, but the first one, she was very uptight.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, I guess like based on those experiences, I was like, Taylor's so laid back. Like,
yeah. I'm like, I know my mom's like, I'm not saying I'm a bridezilla by any means because I'm not, but I'm like, I know what I like, I know what I want, and I will make sure that it is executed that way, and I want it to be that way. But when it comes to like even what she wore, I was like, whatever you want to wear, I don't care. Like, go off.
Yeah, no, I
just want y'all to feel comfortable and confident. Like, y'all have to wear it. Like, you have to be up there. You're gonna be in all my photos and videos. Like, why wouldn't I want you to wear something that you feel your best in?
Yeah, I've actually thought about that forever because I think that I'll do the same thing. Like, here's the color, but just whatever style you want. I think it's pretty common now to do that.
I said, like, send me a photo, but I think I'm only asking to send me a photo so I can see what the dresses will look like next to each other. Because I don't want them to like be like
to clash,
clash, or I don't want somebody to have the same dress, or I don't want somebody to like wear something that's like too much. Not like too much, but like I don't want somebody in like a freaking ball gown. I'd be like, no,
you're done.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know if do you say the material? I think you
any material.
Okay. I do think though that even if we don't necessarily like get dresses, I think it'd be so fun to have a girls' day and like go.
Oh yeah,
like, with all of us.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set up a day with Sherry and Muzzies, who does all my dresses, and we're gonna like y'all can go in and like try things on and see what you like. Even if you don't like go with them, then you can see what looks good on you and what you feel comfortable in.
Would your dress be there if we go?
Yes, but not everybody's seen my dress. Like, I've only shown, like, out of all my bridesmaids, only you, Heidi, and my sister and sister-in-law have seen it.
I just feel like it'd be so fun to have, like...
And Landry.
Cut that.
Well, we're not going to cut this because we're busy tomorrow. I spoiled it, but hee. Yeah. Dang it. I messed up.
She might know.
Well, I asked her to come this weekend, so she has to know. But
especially if she's seeing
all my
posts,
stories, so I'm assuming she has to know. No, like not everybody. Because I want to do like a thing with y'all.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, not everybody's seen it yet.
I more or less like.
I wouldn't show y'all. I'll be like, nope.
Like, I think it'd be fun for all of us to be like trying stuff on, but I actually just want to see you in person in your dress before.
Well, I mean, you can probably come to my fitting. I'll let you come to the fitting, but yeah, because you've already seen it, so I'm like,
yeah, but pictures don't.
No, the pictures do not do it justice at all. Yeah, I'm so excited. But no, I'm excited for all the girls, and the girls are getting along so well thus far, and like I'm like y'all aren't gonna get along. But it's just like good vibes, good energy. Like the bachelorette party is gonna be so fun.
I'm so excited.
I don't know.
I told Taylor, I was like, this is going to be the one time ever we all talk behind your back.
I know.
We plan all your.
I know. I don't know what I want to do for the bachelorette party. I do want to keep it like obviously super low key. I don't want to be at a club.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to go to a strip club. I don't even want a stripper. Don't even bring a stripper. Strippers make me, not that they make me, they do make me uncomfortable.
I've never been to a strip club.
I've never been to a strip club. No. I mean, I was like Magic Mike in Vegas. But the entire time I was like, literally, eyes are closed.
I just don't see myself doing well in that environment.
No, I was unwell. I was so unwell. I became friends with one of the dancers, though. Me and the dancer are still friends to this day.
Oh,
And like his sister is like one of my friends as well now.
that's really cool.
Which is, well, his sister's like a big deal in Houston. I won't kind of like throw out these names. Big deal in Houston. And he's like, oh, like, do you like, he's like, where are you from? I was like, oh, I'm from Dallas. I'm from Houston. He's like, oh, I'm from Dallas. And he's like, do you know, da-da-da. And I was like, oh, your sister is literally like my idol. I want to do what she does. I was in college, obviously. So this might give away some things.
I'm trying to like,
But I like became friends with him, met his sister. His sister and I are now friends and like see each other all the time, do events together. But yeah, like when I was wanting to get into a certain career, she like was like, whatever I need to do to help, like if you want to come help me, like I can help, like you can see what it's like. She was like very willing to help me.
love that.
Yeah, she's super cool. Yeah. But I don't.
Oh,
Bachelorette
bachelor party.
Yeah, I very low key. I like joked. I keep saying I was like, my dream is like Princess Diaries too. It's like that. Like I want a very chill night. Like there's a night that I want like obviously to go to dinner and like dress up cute and all that stuff. Then I want to have like a spa day and like maybe like a pizza night or have like a chef come in and like do pajamas and like have a guy make us dinner and like just very low key and like fun and like dance party, like girl party.
Mattress
Slide. I don't know if we can get a mattress slide, but we'll figure it out. I'm very
I have full faith.
I have full faith with you, Heidi, my sister, and Jessica, and everybody else that's involved that this will get done. But no, I think it's just gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm just looking forward to celebrating you.
I do have a theme night that we're gonna do, but nobody like I don't want to like spoil it for you guys. But it does require gold.
Say no more. Gold.
I'll tell you after, but it's gonna be iconic. I'll probably get a lot of hate for it, but I'm so excited. I hope I do.
It's your wedding.
It's my wedding.
Taylor could literally like anything you say, I'm gonna be like, yes.
Great idea. Horrible idea, but good idea.
That's a horrible idea. Let's do it.
It's like Michael Cera. Horrible idea. Let's do it. Oh Lord.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. I'm trying to think what else.
What other wedding? Ooh, I have a good one because I saw you talk about this on, I think, a Q&A on Instagram.
Yeah.
That you're not going to have a wedding band, which I understand.
Yeah, this rock. Yeah, I've tried things on with it and it just nothing looks good. And like the ring is so powerful by itself that like with a band, it just looks different.
Mm-hmm.
And like it does have like, it doesn't sit right with a band either. I will probably get another ring made that will be like a wedding band, but I'll wear it on a different finger, like this finger. Because these two are the same size. And like that's the ring I'll wear when I don't want to like wear my huge engagement ring. Cause it's just like
yeah, and like your band is so unique.
I know. It just nothing looks good with it.
Setting.
I've tried so many like at Shaftel and like I know Danny, if I was like Danny, just create something that's like amazing and beautiful, like that goes with my ring, he could obviously do it and he'll master it. But as of right now, like there's just nothing that I think is like pretty with it. It just everything looks so like too much. And like Heidi's band looks stunning with her ring. Like I saw it today and I was like, oh my God, that looks so good together. My like guys, I have tried on everything and nothing. Like cause it's like it doesn't sit flat. It sits like this. And there's a company called Ring Wraps and they make wraps like for like your college rings.
Mm-hmm. Like
and
Aggie rings.
Like the Aggie rings and stuff. My friend Emily owns it. And I even thought like maybe something like that, like a wrap around, like it's a wrap that goes around the ring on both sides. But then I'm like, is that still too much? Because I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah. And also, I mean,
It's just so good on its own.
it's freaking gorgeous.
I also have tiny hands and tiny fingers. And I feel like if I put anything bigger on my finger,
you're not going to like this idea, but I almost wonder if just like a gold band would be pretty. I don't know.
no, because I originally when I thought I was gonna when I thought I was gonna get married, well, like in my mind of like what I liked and what I always thought I wanted was just like a simple gold band with like just the stone, so a solitaire setting, and then I wanted a very chunky cigar band, like a chunky gold cigar band, because I was like that looks nice together. I don't want a lot of diamonds. I don't like that. Like that's not my style.
Yeah.
And so. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is so cool and unique in its own. Like, I love it. Like, obviously it's incredible and like immaculate in all its form. But I thought about just maybe a little gold band. But I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do.
I was going to say there's no rush.
No, there is
You're going to be married forever.
Yeah, we're going to be married forever. And like, I think the best thing would be like to get a band, wear it on another finger, but I can wear it when I don't wear this ring.
Gosh,
We're so excited.
I'm thinking, but I'm the same way. I've always known that I wanted just a solitaire.
Yeah, I don't do pave bands. I think they're beautiful, but that's just not my style.
Well, my mom's, I don't know if we can talk about this. When Rachel said that she's not using your mom's ring, I saw my sister and I so vividly because my sister has my mom's engagement ring.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous, but it's not my style.
Well, what makes me so I'm gonna talk about this on here. What makes me so mad is that forever my mother was going to give me her ring. Like it was never going to Rachel. It was always gonna go to me. It was always my thing. Like when she was sick with sepsis and like was like basically dying, she told me where her ring was and nobody knows where it's at. Like I'm the only one that knew where it was at and like where it would be. So I was like, okay, like she's going to give me her ring. I've always been obsessed with her ring. She has an emerald diamond. She's the reason why I love emerald diamonds. She's the reason I wanted an emerald diamond was because of her, because I love her so much and I wanted her ring. And she like recently told me that she's going to give Rachel the ring because she's like, this was when Rachel was in another relationship with a horrible person who like wasn't ever gonna get married and like didn't believe in marriage and all these things. And my mom was like, you know what, I'm gonna give her the ring because like she'll never have that. Like she was with this guy for like 4 years and she's like, she's never gonna have a ring. Like he's not gonna do that for her. So I'm gonna give it to her. And I was like, she's like, Taylor, Max will obviously like propose to you at some point. Like you'll have your own ring. And I was like, okay, understandable. I'll let that go. Now my sister has broken up with that guy. Thank God. And I'm like, and she's now with somebody that's so sweet and they'll probably end up getting married and he will propose to her. But she said to me today, and you saw the look on my face.
I literally was like, oh no.
She's like, I don't even want mom's engagement ring. That's not what I want as my engagement ring. And I was like, then you're not getting it. I'm going to make sure she doesn't get this ring because I want that ring still. Like I love that ring more than anything. And I'm
it's also so like a little sentimental.
Yeah, it is sentimental. And it's like, I'm like, there's no way. Like if you don't want it as an engagement ring, then why should you get it? You can have her band. Take her band. She has like 2 different bands. Take her band. I was like, but that ring has so much meaning to me. I'm like, absolutely not. So when she said that to me today, I was like, I'm going to call mom. We're going to have a conversation. Now the game's on.
Sorry, I brought it back up.
No, my favorite too also was like, Rachel's like, I just want a simple ring. And I was like, my ring is simple. She goes, Taylor, that is not simple. And I was like, yes, it is.
It is simple. Just because it's big doesn't mean it's not simple.
She's like, that's a rock. And I was like, it's simple.
No, I view that as simple because
simple. There's no stones around it.
I have always said that. Like I don't, because originally there was a point where I wanted like a solitaire and then like my band to have diamonds on it too.
Yeah, because that's what like it's pretty.
Yeah, and that now, like within the past, I don't know, 5 years, I've been like, I just want a gold band because I wear gold jewelry. I also used to want white gold.
Yeah.
I want a gold band, no diamonds, and just like
Ryan, are you listening?
Yeah. Take notes. He knows.
I know.
There was a ring that we saw somewhere, and he was like, "Is that something that you like?" And I was like, "No."
No.
But my mom's ring is this. It's gorgeous. And my sister, I had not to put her business out there, but she was engaged.
Yeah.
And so we kind of just always agreed, like, she's the older sister, she gets the ring. And
Dang.
my mom was engaged when she passed away. So it was kind of like my mom passed away, and then my sister got the ring, and they ended up breaking up. And I was like, that ring is cursed. I don't want that ring.
Heck no.
And then my sister told me that she was going to take it apart and use the diamonds and put them into a necklace. And I was like, no, you're not. The ring might be cursed, but it's mom's engagement. It's like her dream ring.
Yeah. But we just did something like that for a client at Chef Tell Diamonds, and it was the sickest thing. It was so cool.
Was it?
Yeah. It was like, so it was this older woman who had been married previously. Her husband passed away. She's now remarried, but she took her ring and his ring and like made a necklace out of it. And it was the coolest thing. I'm sure I have videos and photos of it. I need to post it, but it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. It was so unique.
I love that. My mom did that with, because like even though my parents were divorced, they were still really good friends. So she repurposed her engagement ring from my dad and I think an anniversary band, and she designed her own ring. I have it. So that was kind of my sister wanted like the bigger ring. Yeah. And I was like, I want the one with more sentimental value. Yeah. So I don't wear it a lot because it makes me scared, but
yeah, you're like,
yeah, I wear it on special occasions.
I love that. I know my mom is definitely going to listen to this. So you will be getting a call from me about this situation because Rachel doesn't even want your engagement ring, but I do. You know that.
Does she doesn't wear it?
She does sometimes, but no, she wears it, but I'm like, I don't know how to explain this.
That's okay.
She doesn't wear it all the time. She wears she has carpal tunnel, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And she works. So she's like, not that it like causes pain, but it's like when you like have carpal tunnel, it's like your fingers kind of like stiffen. Mm-hmm. And so it's like better circulation.
Well, I also know a lot of people who are married or engaged who like don't consistently wear their ring, and they're like, it has nothing to do. Yeah. Like my hairstylist, she's like, I'm literally married and I don't wear rings because I'm in hair all the time.
Yeah, makes sense. Eric was that way. Eric's like, I just hate destroying my ring. Who's like does my hair. No, like Blake Lively at the Super Bowl, people were roasting her because they were like, oh, her and Ryan are not together anymore. Like they must be going through troubled time because she doesn't have rings on. And then it like came out like, she's like, no, I'm happy. Like, she's like, where's my husband? Like, cause he made a joke about like, where's my wife? And she's like, I guess like her camp or her team came out and like, no, like she, after her fourth child, like she has like carpal tunnel or like, what's it called? Arthritis. And like, it's not good for like, it's not her hands. Yeah. So she like doesn't wear her rings right now.
I also feel like once you've been married for a certain amount of time, like we all know.
We know they're together. We love them. We love our Ryan and Blake.
I absolutely love them. I cannot not watch the clip of her going, shut the fuck up.
When?
Have you seen that? I don't know if it was when the Chiefs won, but it was a big play the Chiefs made at the game, and her and Taylor Swift are standing there, and Taylor Swift is like, like all excited, and Blake is like holding her head, and she's
like,
you can see that she's saying, shut the fuck up.
That's wild. I love her. She's
Me
like
too.
one of my favorite celebrities, I think.
Me too. Did you watch Gossip Girl? You had
course.
to. Yeah, duh.
Of course I watched Gossip Girl. I'm like the perfect mix of Blair and Serena.
I literally, my best friend, and whenever I watched that in high school, we would call each other. Her name was Jackie. So like she was J and I was S.
Oh my gosh.
Even though we were like,
I love that.
We're going to school in Missouri City.
You're like, we're going to Mo City. Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. Let me pull up. I don't even know how long we've been going.
Oh, pretty long.
Okay.
Pretty long.
I'm trying to remember where we were. We got quite a few questions.
We're going to answer some questions right now. I'm like, let's see what's happening.
Okay, we did that one. I think that was the last. Oh, yep. That's the one.
You want me to
Take
go?
it away. I went last time.
You can go again. Do you want to do it?
No.
You don't want to read?
Okay, fine.
I'm like, you read.
I don't know.
I've been talking this entire podcast. You go, sis.
Okay. I'm 30 years old and trying to navigate a new life without my mom. She's alive, but toxic. Any advice on how to move toward a happier, healthier life without her? Thank you so much. Oh, that's so tough.
That is hard. I think I would just say like stay and focus on the positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the little things in your life that are good, like focus in on that. And like, you know, I feel like sometimes like your mom is going to come around and probably like try to tear you down or like try to add that negativity in your life. And you just have to truly block it out. And like, honestly, it doesn't mean that you don't love your mom, but you're like, for myself, I need to put myself first and I need to love myself first and like respect my boundaries and respect me as a human, that I can't listen to this and I don't want to hear this. And hopefully she'll understand. She may not, but you're going to have to just put yourself first. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I also, obviously dealing with toxic family is so hard because we're kind of like told that like family is family and like,
yeah.
But if someone is so toxic that it's like causing issues in your life, I would try as hard as you possibly can. I know this is not easy to like not focus on the fact that it's your mom and just think like, if this was anyone else, like I would enforce these boundaries for myself and kind of take that approach and give yourself lots of love because that's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if they're harming you like mentally, that's not okay. And like no matter who it is, like they should not be causing you emotional damage or destruction.
Yeah, I always just say it like toxic is toxic. It doesn't matter
Who
like,
it's coming from.
And family members can be.
Can be.
Okay. I'm 28, never had a boyfriend before. Oh my God, that scared me.
Sorry,
I don't know why. I was like, what's going on?
Yawning.
I'm 28, never had a boyfriend before. I've been on a couple of dates with a few people. I feel like I'm never interested in anyone, but I do want to find someone to spend my life with, travel, etc. I'm super independent, an introvert, and like my alone time, but it can get lonely sometimes. How do I find my person? I'm introvert. Like Ryan and I are very introverted. I'd say
I am too. So is Max.
yeah.
We're very like we're introverted extroverts. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what I have to say for this is like it's going to happen when it's meant to happen. Like it's all in God's plan and timing, and like trying to force something never makes it better. And I don't think it's ever going to happen when you try to force it to, or like try to look for a relationship. Like Max, sorry Max. Oh no. Max was single for like almost 10 years. And like, yes, he talked to somebody like a few years ago, but he's like never really wasn't in a relationship, didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have a partner. And he was like, I want to say like he was like searching for love, but he was like actively going on dates and like was trying to find a partner that worked with him, that he could balance with, and like that somebody he could end up dating. And it never happened for him. And he was on dating apps and he was doing all these things. And then as soon as he stopped doing that, we like truly found each other.
It's kind of like, I know that everyone says this, but like with people who are trying to get pregnant,
yeah,
it's like when you stop trying, it happens. I also, what was I going to say? Oh, we have been watching The Love on the Spectrum, and there was actually advice in there that I thought was really good for anyone. And it was like when you're going out on a date for the first time or like meeting people, instead of getting ahead of yourself and thinking like, oh, is this my person? Like, are we going to fall in love or what? Like just approach it like a friendship. And if it continues to blossom into something else, because that takes the pressure off of you and honestly the other person of being like, oh, like everything has to be perfect. It has to be romantic. And it's like, okay, no, we're just hanging out as friends. And then if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah.
I also, as far as being introverted, I do think that might make it a little bit difficult to meet someone.
It does.
You have to
have that green light. You have to have that green light. Like we talked about in the last episode, I was like, go to a dinner, like go sit at a bar by yourself. Don't get on your phone, like order a little like snacky poo and a drink, or don't order a snack if you don't want a snack. I always want snacks. Always need snacks. Or just like order a drink and like be open at the bar, like open to new like circumstances, meeting people, and like just phone off, like take yourself out and see what happens.
Yeah. And if you meet someone, awesome. If not, you had a really awesome solo date.
And you had good food.
Absolutely. Maybe a good drink.
A good drinky poo.
Learning how to date with an anxious attachment style. I don't know.
Let me Google.
Yeah, Google that really quick.
Keep going though.
That's it. That's the question.
Oh. I'm like, what are you asking me? Okay, anxious attachment style. I don't want to quiz on it. Let's see if I can find the definition. People with anxious attachment style struggle to feel secure in their relationships while they long to feel close to their partner. I cannot read today, guys. Let me restart this. People with anxious attachment styles struggle to feel secure in their relationships. While they long to feel close to their partners, this need is often driven by fears of abandonment, mistrust, and low self-esteem. Your attachment style develops in childhood but can affect intimate relationships as you get older. You have to do inner work.
Yeah, inner work, and honestly, maybe therapy.
Yes. Like the inner work is therapy.
Yeah.
Like you need to go talk to somebody, and like I get it, and it stems from something deeper than yourself, like something you've been through, like a trauma, and you need to work through that in order to do that. Like you can't be dependent on your other partner, and it's like, of course, like in a relationship, you should be dependent on each other at times, but at the end of the day, like you do have to be there for yourself, and like you have to let go of that and get through it together. I mean, because obviously there are some partners that will be okay with that kind of attachment style, okay with like having that, but it can cause issues in a relationship because you feel like they're gonna leave, they're gonna want to go see something else. There's always something better. They're looking for better. Take time to love yourself, find your confidence, understand who you are, go to therapy, talk to somebody, get through it. And I feel like that will help create a healthier relationship with yourself and your partner.
Yeah, and just understanding of, because I don't know a ton about like the attachment styles.
I know a few, but like not too much.
I just don't know like if that's something you can overcome or if it's just kind of like a personality trait. But regardless, if you can understand like
What it's coming from.
Yeah. So that when those feelings come up, you have an understanding of why you're feeling that way, because I think a lot of anxieties stem from like not knowing.
Yeah.
So if you understand it, then it's a little bit easier to kind of rationalize. Even if you're having the feelings, you can rationalize with yourself, like, this is what this is because my therapist told me.
That was great. You're welcome.
I'm a big therapy advocate.
Same.
Okay, what can I do if I just feel stuck in life? I've worked so hard to get where I am, but I'm so unfulfilled and know I'm meant for bigger things. I don't know how to break into a new career field at 33 years old or where to start. It is never too late.
Never, never, never too late. We have a whole episode about being unstuck and getting unstuck, and so you can listen to that. But I think it's like taking time for yourself, and like you don't have to rush to find what you want. I think what you want to do will find you. It always has a silly way of like showing itself. But take time for you, build a routine that you like, find things that you like, whether it be like a workout in the morning and like going for a walk in the morning, and like build a routine that you love and find things that you're passionate about or things that interest you and like hobbies. And I feel like something will kind of develop from there.
I agree. I 100% agree. I also feel like you should like take action in some way, like just like Taylor said, because I've been in this kind of like toxic loop of feeling unfulfilled and not knowing where to start. But I also can look back and be like, you were doing nothing to pull yourself out of that place.
Yeah.
So you have to do something. Maybe it's like spending your weekends on a side hustle or like breaking from scrolling on social media to like work on something else that you're passionate about.
Yeah. And I also wonder too, like, cause I've had that rut of like feeling unfulfilled, and it's a mouthful, y'all. And that stemmed from like me just being like, it was when I gave up my title for Miss Texas and was like, what am I going to do next? What's next for me? And like, I felt like I haven't done anything. I felt like I didn't do enough. And I was looking at all my friends and people around me that are achieving all these like big goals and big dreams, own these companies. And I felt like I wasn't adequate enough and I wasn't doing enough at that point. And like when I look back and I'm like seeing what I have accomplished in such a young age and what I've done and what I'm doing, like write down, like look at all the things that you truly have done and like write them down and be like, oh, I think it's really eye opening to be like, oh wow, like I have accomplished so much in such a short amount of time, and like I have done things that I've said I wanted to do, and like that kind of sets a fire under you to be like, I can do more. I know I can, and like go after the things that you want.
But yeah, 33 is not what I
That's
love
young.
that one post that talks about, I think we might have talked about this. All the people like Oprah and like all these famous people who like their ages whenever they were finally successful or
Yeah.
like when they got fired from their jobs.
Yeah.
Because every time I feel like I'm behind, I look at that and I'm like, I'm fine. Like
Yeah, I'm
when
chilling.
Oprah was my age, like she
Yeah.
got fired.
When Max was my age, he left his company.
Right. It's all about, you know, like it's easy to compare, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
Oh boy. How do you tell your significant other you have a foot fetish?
Oh
I
man,
don't know that you should.
I don't think you should either. I'm not gonna like shame you for that. I hate feet though.
Me
Let
too.
me tell you.
Me too.
You learned about the foot bath today.
That's really, I learned so much today.
She learned so much today. I'm like, maybe we'll have an episode where we talk about all of that. Because that story is iconic, truly iconic of Taylor for me to do.
It really was.
I don't like feet, and I don't know how you tell your partner that. Because how do you think your partner will take it? I think that might just be something that like you keep to yourself. Like, here's a story. Rachel's gonna hate me for this. Sorry, sis. She was dating a guy, and he would like had a whole album of like photos that he like would take of her feet that she didn't know he would take. Like, she was like in her closet cleaning one day, and like her little feet were underneath her, and she was like bent over like trying to take, and it wasn't like a picture of her butt. Like, no, he was taking photos of her feet.
That would scare me.
Her own partner.
That is criminal behavior.
There's like a guy who I've met in person. He's a fan of like Max's, and I had to block him because he was making very suggestive comments about my toes. Because I like had a photo, I guess when I tried on my dress, I had a picture and I had red toe nail polish, and he like made a comment about my toes and like was like, I think he said he was like, I want to suck your red toes. Like, would you ever like be willing to like sell your feet pics? Like, your feet, oh my gosh. And like he always makes comments about like, would always like send me DMs. Like if I like posted like a question, like a Q&A thing, would like write something about like feet. And I'm like, do not ask me that. I was like, you're also a fan of Max. Like, he has a photo.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, he has a photo with Max on his Instagram. And I was like, do not. I was like, because who is this man? I was like, who is this man asking me all these questions about my feet? And I like clicked on it, saw that he was a fan of Max. Saw he had a photo with him. And I was like, that's not okay. That's so weird. Like, hypersexualizing my toes, my little piggies.
Also, like, you know, the TikTok sound that's like, what gave you the confidence?
What gave you the confidence?
Delusion. I don't like the men on social media who like DM stuff like that, because I've had things like that where like someone who like knew Ryan, and to the point that like I would have to show Ryan and be like, make him stop.
Yeah.
And it wasn't,
it's
just uncomfortable. And then see, and that stresses me out because I'm like, I don't want to be like a bitch, but stop.
But I have every right to be a bitch.
Yeah.
You've made me so uncomfortable about my little toes, my little pigs.
Also disrespecting Max.
Yeah, disrespectful.
Not up in here.
Not up in here.
How to deal with girlfriends who love to gossip and complain. I've stopped gossiping and I feel like I don't fit in with my friend group anymore. I feel like being honest or just starting to slowly separate yourself.
I would separate myself from that situation. I'd just be like, I have no interest in this. Like, I don't want to gossip about them. Like, this does not fulfill me. It does not fuel me. It makes me actually feel icky on the inside and the outside. So it's like, I just don't want any part of it. And I change the conversation or I step away from the group.
Yeah, I agree. If you're really into confrontation, you could always very politely be like, do you like why do you do that? Because maybe, I don't know, bring awareness to them if you don't want to lose your friend group. I've done that before.
I'm just like what she said.
This one. Okay. Hi, Taylor. Myself and my ex broke up like 8 months ago. She cheated, but we have stayed friends because we share a dog, are involved in the same team sport, etc., and I'm very forgiving. However, over the last few months, myself and her new roommate, who I've known since before they were roommates, have fallen in love, like the real once in a lifetime kind of love. I never want to hurt her feelings, and of course, neither does her housemate. But also, I want
They fell in love
he fell in love
with her roommate. Oh, God bless. Keep going.
Sorry. I never want to hurt her feelings. And of course, neither does her housemate. But also, I want to prioritize my own happiness for the first time in a long time. What do I do? What a tangled web. Can I just say, I know that you can't help who you love, but I think it's a red flag that her roommate would get with her ex.
We talked about this earlier.
We did.
Yeah. That's a very sticky situation, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go over lightly. I want to say that. Like, it's just not like unless your ex is like a very forgiving person, she's going to have questions. She's going to feel like you guys went behind her back. She's going to feel betrayed. She's going to think you guys cheated, that you've done this before, that it's stemmed from a long time ago. There is no easy way to do this. I think you're just going to have that conversation with her. Or you don't have that conversation. Does she still live with her?
Yes.
They still live together?
Yes. He's still friends with her too.
Yeah, you're going to have a conversation with her, and it's not going to go over well. I don't know how to help you.
I do wholeheartedly encourage telling her sooner rather than later, because if she finds out on her own,
it's going to be worse.
She's going to be devastated. So I would say rip it off like a Band-Aid. It's probably not going to be pleasant.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, but I would just rip that baby off. If I was in this.
Yeah, I would say so. Because if it's what we talked about earlier, and it was like my ex-boyfriend slept with somebody that was like a sister to me, who was literally not my literal sister, but like a sorority sister, who was like my person. Sydney did not like this story. Sydney's like, what'd she do? And
Avery was like, oh, she loyal.
And yeah, and he told me the truth and told me everything because he didn't want to lie to me, and she lied to me, and I found out and told her that I knew, and she still continued to lie. And then he was like, no, like I told her. I was obviously like, F both of you. I don't like either one of you anymore. Y'all are both annexed from my life, but I didn't hate him as much as I hated her because she lied to me.
It's like a double hit.
Yeah. Like, just don't hide it. Because if the person finds out and like knows that you lied about this, what if she's listening? Like, what if she's truly listening to this and she's like,
listening,
wait,
and she's like, is this play about us?
is this about us?
No. And man. Oh, and they share a dog.
And they share a dog. Oh,
I would
Lord.
tell her.
Yeah,
I really
you guys
would.
need to have a conversation, because that's just not going to go over well. And honestly, you should probably tell the girl that's the roommate to start looking for a new room or figure it out, because it's just not gonna go well. I just know it isn't. Ay. Ay, caramba.
How to meet godly women to date if there is no church or other religious place in your area.
Oh,
This is gonna sound. I'm being 100% serious right now. Oh, gosh. Like Christian mingle, would that not be religious people? I don't know.
It is. I've never used it.
I haven't either. I'm just trying to think. Because if there are no churches, it's not like you can.
I think it's just like meeting people around you and like having that conversation. Having that conversation and like finding out if they have like a relationship with God or a relationship in faith and whatnot. Because there's definitely like groups around you that like have to like, that makes, I'm trying to figure out.
There has to be some kind of.
There has to be some kind of like group. Like, there's no way that there's not like a church around you.
Yeah. At least some kind of a get together. Like I don't know.
There's no way. I don't know. I think it's just like, maybe like you join a group, like a book club or certain things like that, or like people around you. Like I just can't imagine, like I feel like especially if you know friends and you have friends in this area, like your friends would know if like they have like other people that they know have relationships with God or have like a faith or have something they believe in. I don't
Or like
am I losing it?
No. There's churches everywhere.
I know.
My advice would be, if you can't find something local that somehow is correlated into faith, okay, Christian mingle maybe not, but like maybe in your like dating bios, if you have those, just say that. Like,
Say
I'm looking for someone
that has, I want somebody that has like a relationship with God, and I want a faith-filled relationship.
For sure. Any advice on how to handle the fact that I love adventure and change, want to live in different countries, and my partner just wants to stay in one place? Comfort zone is great for him. Feels like I need to be less of who I am.
I think, I'm not saying break up with him at all, but I feel like I don't want you to like resent him later in life for not allowing you to like fulfill the things that you want to do. And be like, and I think with relationships comes, you guys have to kind of compromise for each other. I'm not saying that you should compromise and be like, I don't want to go, like, I don't want to just stay home. But like, maybe you're like for this like treat or like our anniversary, like let's go travel here and like go see this place, or like for one day you're like, let's stay here this weekend. Like compromise is the biggest thing in a relationship, and like being able to compromise with each other and have each other's, because like very rarely is any relationship like, we want to do the same things. We want to be together 24/7. We want all the same things. We both agree on everything. Very rarely is that ever a case. And so it's going to take compromise, obviously, to like be like, I want to travel. I want to stay home, travel a little bit, stay home a little bit, and make it work on both ends. And if like, he's like, absolutely not, I don't want to compromise, that's not okay either.
Yeah, I think that comes down to communication. And if, you know, like, God forbid, or worst case scenario, you guys can't see eye to eye, it's okay to not be compatible. Maybe you could still be really good friends.
She said it.
Advice for a long distance couple. You've been in a long distance relationship.
Yeah. I've been in 2. I feel like two of my main relationships were long distance. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of trust.
I've never been in a long distance.
So like my first long distance was, I was in Texas. He was in New York City. That was during college, military. He went to Army, and
what's that school?
Army, West Point.
Yeah.
West Point. Played football there. And it just takes a lot of trust. We would talk all the time and like just try to make it work and like have conversations. And we always made a pact that like we weren't going to go like 2 months without seeing each other. And we would do whatever we could to like, whether I go up to him or he came down to me, we would make it work. Especially in college, it's very hard too. And him being in New York City, it was also difficult because it's like he can go, I mean, like, yes, he's out on base like at West Point, but like they can go out to the city like during the weekends and like, and like I knew some of those guys. I shouldn't have been as trustworthy as I was.
Military men are wild.
But I was. But it just took a lot of communication and like understanding. Then the other relationship was Dallas, Houston, still in Dallas, then Dallas, New York. And we're Dallas and Florida, then Dallas and New York. And that was hard. And we, again, were like, no matter what, we're going to see each other at least once a month, because I had the ability to change my schedule and go up and see him whenever I wanted to see him. So it was just really like we made effort to see each other no matter what it is, whether I was traveling to New York or LA or Florida or wherever they were for that time period. I would go and do what I could. I now look at it as maybe not a healthy thing, but he would always FaceTime me, like no matter, like all the time. Like if he wasn't like training, we were on the phone. But
I do like the idea of FaceTime.
I was like, my friend was like, Taylor, it wasn't because he wanted to talk to you, it's because he wanted to know what you were doing.
He wanted
I was
to
like,
see.
yeah. But no, I think FaceTime is great for relationships too, especially long distance, because you actually get to see the person rather than just like talking on the phone. But having that open communication, having those conversations, keeping communication open, like talking all the time whenever you can, and making those sacrifices to go see your partner, even if it was for a day. I would go up and travel to go see them.
I'd probably be the same way.
Yeah.
I just can't, like, I've never been in a long distance relationship. It's
easy.
hard. I don't think I could do it. It would just be hard. I was trying to think, there was a TikTok I saw. I think it was Sophia Panella, which I really like her and her relationship. And I'm pretty sure they were long distance. And she said that something that kept their kind of like spark alive was that because they were both in college and leading different lives and everything, like they would say good morning to each other, but they didn't text all day. And then in the evenings, they would either do like a FaceTime or a call, but then they had things to talk. Like they would catch each other up on their days. And she said that she really liked that because, like, especially when they were getting to know each other, because I think they were long distance, like right off the bat. Yeah. They like never ran out of things to talk about, basically. Which,
yeah, I do like that.
Yeah,
but that's how Max and I are now. Like when we first started talking, like we would not text. Like we say good morning, like hope you have a great day. We don't text throughout the day because then when we see each other at home, we debrief of everything.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
love that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ryan and I are the same way. Sometimes it's like weird if he's out of town because our text are so far down.
Yeah.
Like, let me just go find these.
We barely text now. What?
It's not bad. Sid, where do you get your clothes, girl? Thank you. I just don't have a direct answer for you.
She needs to make a like to know it. I know.
I could do that. Do you have to like get approved for that?
Yeah,
I think I have one.
But it's not like, it's nothing crazy.
So here's the thing. I don't have like one shop that I'm super loyal to. I also haven't really been shopping in a long time. I just like see cute pieces sometimes and I'm like, cool.
Where are your camo pants out? I love.
Okay, so my camo pants are from a website called Culture Kings. Ryan actually has them. They're men's pants and I really liked them, so he got me a pair. And I do really like Culture Kings for like that vibe.
What's your favorite place to shop?
I don't know that I have one. I really want to, like, I know we talked about this for like our New Year thing. I want to redo my entire like wardrobe. Yeah. I just know that's going to be really overwhelming. Because my problem is I will literally online shop, like get on, look and be like, oh my God, love this, love this, love this. And then just like exit out and be like,
no, I'm the same way.
Just like, I don't, I really like, is it Hello Molly?
Yeah. That's a cute store.
I like that. I recently have liked Altered State, which I think that, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, but it's like in my mind, that's not your vibe.
I just think that
it's really girly.
It is. And that's the thing. This question, that's why I said, oh no, because like it just depends on what I'm doing. I also really like Abercrombie. However, Abercrombie's prices
are insane.
Insane.
I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, if I'm spending that money, I'm going to Revolve.
Oh, Revolve. I've never gotten anything from there, but that's a store. That's a place I own.
It's like my entire wardrobe is Revolve.
I like Windsor. I like Windsor, but I wouldn't say that those are the most like sustainable pieces.
Yeah.
But I do, if I have like a last minute thing, I'll like go to Windsor and be like, cool. Because it's not super expensive. I do also sometimes find great stuff on Amazon. I don't know.
All over the place.
I'll
force her to start linking her outfits. Yeah. What if we did like I really want to start a Depop. I feel like I need to get rid of so much stuff.
What's a Depop?
Depop where you sell your clothes.
Okay. It's like Poshmark?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's exactly like Poshmark. I don't always say kind of.
Yeah,
like, no, that's exactly what it is. It's just like the new age Poshmark.
Let's do that.
I hate Poshmark. I used to do it because like, I mean, there's clothes that I'm going to donate that like I would never like sell because I'm like, there's no reason for me to sell this to make like $5 off this. But there are pieces that I have that are like so expensive that I'm like, I've worn once and I'm like, I'm never wearing this again.
That's my
problem.
And I feel like embarrassed because sometimes I'll get something new and because it's new, I'm like, I'm going to wear the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, but once I'm pictured in it,
I'm done.
No more. insights into learning a new instrument, specifically guitar. Is it possible to get better at singing if I suck at it currently? I don't know about singing. I've never taken singing lessons. My biggest tip for learning to play guitar is to pick a song. That's how I learned. I picked Our Song by Taylor Swift, and I took lessons, but the approach he took, I think it's why I stuck with it. So I learned the song, and because I knew it was a song that I enjoyed playing and I loved this, like I learned that. And then after that, it was Teardrops on My Guitar. But as I progressed through and picked different songs, I learned the different chords. And it was just a more fun way of doing it instead of being like, here's a G chord, here's a, I don't know.
I know nothing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that same thing with piano and just like learn songs.
That's fun.
What's your gas station by? Celsius, probably. I don't really get stuff from gas stations.
Celsius in a protein bar. Or an Alani in a protein bar.
Yeah, and energy, any kind of energy drink.
And any energy drink, a protein bar, a large water, and if I'm at Buc-ee's, I get a pickle.
A pickle. I don't really go into gas stations.
I do because I drive so much.
Yeah, Taylor's probably the better answer for that.
I'm always driving.
Okay, last couple here. We're not doing that one.
Ooh, spicy.
That's no. Okay, last question. Have you ever not vibed with another female? I hate when people say female. I don't know why.
Another woman?
Have you ever not vibed with another woman? Like it just doesn't click. You're fine with them, but don't really want to hang out because seemingly the energy is not there. If so, why do you think this is the case?
All the time. I'm a big energy person, and I can immediately tell if I don't like somebody or if I'm not getting a good vibe from them. And it's like, not to say that they're a bad person, I think.
No.
I don't personally vibe with them. And like, I want people whose energy and light kind of makes me feel good. And I don't ever want to be put in an uncomfortable situation, or I want to be put in like a weird, awkward kind of situation. So it's like, not to say they're bad, but I just won't hang out with them. I don't make an effort to hang out with them. Not that I'm ever going to be mean to them. Not that I'm ever.
There's no reason to be. Yeah.
I just don't involve myself into it.
I agree, and I think it's really easy to get your feelings hurt because, like, I'm sure, like, I know that I've experienced this where I don't necessarily feel like I click with someone. And I'm sure that I've been on the other end of it as well. And it's not personal. It's the same thing as dating. Sometimes people just don't click. Sometimes people don't have things in common. Now, obviously, there's also like the energy vampires.
Yeah.
But there are people who like I have so much love for that we just like weren't.
You're not meant to be friends.
Well, like we're not in the same place in life. And that's okay. Like it's normalize being like, we just don't have a lot in common, or we just don't necessarily vibe together, but I still love this person and even like catch up with them.
Yeah. Like I have a lot of people that like I'm acquaintances with that I'm like, you're such a cool person. Like you're a great person. Like I know you are, but like we can't have a deep conversation. We can't like, I guess it's like people have friends in like for certain like situations and like in certain places, but it's like, I like you as a person, but like we will never be like able to like sit down and have a conversation like how we can just sit and talk for hours. And like that's okay. Like how you said, like a relationship, like sometimes things just aren't meant to be, aren't meant to click, and like that's okay. Like doesn't mean I don't like you as a person. It just, we aren't meant to be friends, and like doesn't mean I want anything bad for you. We just aren't meant to be friends.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe just like be honest about that. But I just feel like you can usually tell when the vibes aren't there.
Yeah.
Well,
this was it. That was it, guys. That was the episode.
thanks for hanging with us.
It was a good one.
If you have any like wedding stuff for Tay.
Yeah. If you have any questions for me for wedding stuff, let me know down below. If you have any advice, we'd love to hear what you guys thought about some of the things I come up with my brain and that I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Let me know. Y'all's opinions are warranted right now. Right now. But this was a fun episode.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you got to come today and you are my bridesmaid. I'm so thankful. It was a good day. It was a great episode. We're tired and hungry now.
Yes. We're gonna go get Mexican.
Wee! But no, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will be back next week with a new one.
Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah, let us know if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, what you guys like to see, who you guys would like to have on. We're going to have some guests on soon, I think. But it's just so fun. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment. Go give us a 5-star rating.
5-star.
I don't know. 5-star rating on Spotify. I hope we're still on Apple. I'm still working on this.
We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out one step at a time. And let us know. And make sure you follow us all on Instagram. They should be linked down below. We love you guys.
Love you. Our girl's getting married.
We're so excited. And this is just the beginning of the journey. I think we should do another check-in soon, like after.
Yes.
6 months from now until
yes.
like when we're closer.
Yeah.
I honestly think we should do a podcast on the road for the Bachelorette. Bring
yes.
the podcast on
I
the
think
road.
that would be so fun.
And just record it all. But yes, we love you guys and thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Live, laugh, love, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye.
You better talk nice to me. I'm in your head. I invest. That's a short-term fee. Got it locked. I'm the best. Well, at least that's what I think. Give me props when I rap. If you want,